Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the Atlanta SEO for Local Businesses Meetup. I am 𝗟𝗶 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 here with my co-organizer, Andy Simpson. We have these the second Wednesday of the month at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I am going to post the information for our YouTube, Facebook, and Meetup here in the chat. And I put these up on YouTube within about a week of the actual Meetup, so make sure you check those out for this one and any past ones as well. And as we go through today, you can put your questions in the chat, and this is one where we will probably go ahead and simply answer them during the Meetup while you've got that question. So today, Andy Simpson is going to be our presenter. He's going to be talking about an advanced guide to Google Search Console for local search. Andy's going to show us how you can filter through the search data in Google Search Console, because there is a lot of it, and equip you with the practical strategies to leverage it for business success. Andy is a senior manager at Digital Law Marketing, an exclusive law firm marketing company in the US. And as you all know, he is originally from the UK. He's been in the US for almost 10 years now. He's got a passion for local SEO, and he's very active on Twitter. So I'm also going to put a link to his Twitter here in the chat for us as well. All right, Andy.
Yeah, go on then. I'll make a start. Hello, good. Where are we? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I've not done this for a while, and I've not really rehearsed much because of other work factors, but I waffle a lot. So go along with it. Great introduction. Thank you, Trisha. Now, the word advanced in my talk might be a bit off-putting to some, but I'm hoping people that have got just a familiar idea of using Google Search Console, it's just my advanced guide will just show you how you can filter through some of the queries and pages and just clean up some of the data and give you some answers to questions that you might have and other things. But we'll dive in. Now I'm going to share my screen there, that big green button, and do that one. And I need to put you over there. So that classic question, can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
Fantastic. And I'm going to open chat because I'm going to be sharing some links and actually some little bits of code that you can copy and paste and edit yourself. I'm going to put some of that in the chat as well. So when did I write this? So at the start of this year, I wrote this guide for Bright Local, a local SEO website and software package for small businesses. That summary of Bright Local was not very professional, but they do more than that, but you get the idea. So I'm going to basically be going through this guide that I produced back in January. I wrote for them. So the link to that's what was the first thing I was going to do. So this talk is not how to log in or use GSC. This is how to filter the data, the information that you get on Google Search Console. I'm going to call it GSC all the time because obviously Google Search Console is way too long to say. If you want to know more about Google Search Console, then they also wrote in November last year a really good guide, an introduction. So I would say if you're like sort of new and you dabble, have a really good look at this. Is a really good guide of an introduction to GSC. So let me whack that in the chat as well. So good, done that. I can close that one down. This is the guide we're going to go through. Now, I deal with attorneys around the country. I cannot look at I cannot show you their data. But we do have, and she's with us today, Stephanie. So thank you very much. She has shared some client data of this company in West Virginia. Am I correct in thinking that? Yes, they are. And they are the custard stand. This is not the homepage. This is the homepage. So we've got access to the GSC data for this website. Now, this website gives us is a really nice mix of the chili stand. They've got 2 local restaurants in West Virginia. They sell the chili, the hot dog chili, and they also distribute it in Costco and other distributing shops. And they also sell the product. And what was the other thing? Oh, and they also do recipes. You know, how can you use their chili sauce? So the different search queries that people are finding this website, there's a real mix of e-commerce, local, and that's the data that we're going to dig in today. So let me just show you their 2 local listings. So they've got, this is their restaurant in Sutton, West Virginia, and then they've got another listing here in Webster Springs. So, you know, a typical GBP listing. So they've got 2 shops, fantastic. And they also sell I've said already, they sell the sauce in the store and online. So let's jump in. This is me. I've logged in. I've been given access to their GSC data. This is the dashboard. This is what I can see. And where I'm going to go first, I'm going to go to the performance part of the website here, where I can see on this chart at the moment, and we're going to probably just stick to these 2 fields, where I can see total clicks and I can see total impressions over time. I'm just going to move you over there. Okay, now, and then, and it's these queries here that we're going to be diving into. You can see here, I've got this table. It's showing me the first 10 queries that people have actually typed into Google, where the website has appeared somewhere in the Google search results, whether it be on page 1 or page 51. But we've got 1,000 rows of data. So that's a lot of lines of information, of queries to drill through and look at and think, okay, how can we clean up and look at specific areas of the business and see what queries people are typing into Google? How are they finding, how are they coming to the website? And that's what this guide is all about. So we're going to use something called regex, which stands for regular expressions. You can see there's a definition there on the screen. So I don't need to read it out, but it's basically a way of filtering out particular words, in this case, words to narrow down the information that we can see within Google Search Console. The code is quite specific. So here, there's an example where I want to look for the words local and near me, but it's surrounded by all these weird brackets and commas and speech marks and things. It's very sensitive. So if one of those is missing, then the query, the regex might not work. So be careful what you do, copy and paste. What I typically do is highlight this, copy it, and then just paste it into Notepad, and then you can just edit it accordingly. So to give you a good example, I'm going to take this. Let's just take this one. I'm just going to take this regex and look for the words local and near me. Have people used the words local and near me to find the website? Or has the website appeared when people are searching for those keywords? So we're on the performance page. I like to give myself a lot of data. So I'm going to change. So this is the last 3 months. I typically change it to 6 or 12 months. But this example, I'm going to give us, let's give us a whole load of data. Let's go for the last 12 months. And then hit apply. Wait for that to, I don't think we have to wait for it to update. So now I've got 12 months worth of data. I've still only got 1,000 rows, but I've got more information. I've got more data about particular search terms that are being used, search queries. And then I'm going to filter on. So these top queries here, I just want to see the queries that contain the word local or near me. So let's do that. So I go here, I go to new query. And then this is the important part, because I'm using regex, I'm going to change this to custom regex. And then all I do is Control V and paste that regex into GSC. And now when I hit apply, it's always nice doing things live because they never work. Now the queries that have been brought back so from 1,000 lines, 1,000 rows, it's brought back 435 rows which contain the words near me, or what was my other one? I can't, my brain's flying.
Local or near me.
There you go. Thank you very much for bailing me out there for the word local. So there's the first, and on the right hand side we can see, look, people are not surprisingly, you know, they're looking for custard stand hot dog chili near me. That's had 217 clicks over the last 12 months. And it's the impressions, I think, that has appeared on the Google search results 580 times. But if I filter this by impressions, we can actually see custard stand near me has had the most impressions, but only 89 clicks. But this information is saying, look, people are searching for custard stand, i.e. the name of the place related term. You know, is there a custard stand near me? Probably these search terms, I say probably because we don't know, are searched by people in West Virginia. Unfortunately, in GSC, we can't see geolocation like we can in analytics. So we're assuming that these custard stand near me are coming from West Virginia. What I typically do is also give myself 25 rows, and I just start looking down the list to see what people are searching for and how many clicks they're getting on the right hand side. You know, there's a lot of, so if I sort this by clicks, we soon drop into, so if I increase that to 50, we do get a lot of one clicks, ones, and then we'll drop quite quickly into the, so these terms have been queried, searched a lot, but they're not getting the click-throughs. Now we're not drilling into the data, we're not giving it, but there might be particular terms, queries in there. You think, well, actually, I'm ranking for that. Why aren't I getting a click for that particular search term? Do I need to look at my content on the website, for example? Okay, that was this first simple one. Remember, I just went there. I chose. Let me close it off. I'm just going to change my regex. So if I go back to my article and come down here, so city name, the two restaurants are based in, so because I'm living in Atlanta at the moment, Atlanta, Georgia, GA, so I put in the city, the state, and the abbreviation of the state. Now, custard stand are in West Virginia, but they are in Flatwoods, Webster Springs, West Virginia, and I'm going to do the WV for West Virginia. So I'm going to narrow down these results now in GSC, new query, custom regex. So now you can see there, Flatwoods. I want us to look at the queries that contain the words Flatwoods or Webster Springs, West Virginia, or WV. So let's hit apply. And again, there's the two fields over time, but again, I want to come down to here. So custard stand. So again, you know, people, because they've got because they've got to the two restaurants, people are typically looking for the two restaurants in the two different locations. Again, it's ranked by number of clicks, but if I go impressions, over 1,200 people. This is just one thought, just looking at the data here. Over 1,200 people over 12 months are looking for restaurants in Flatwoods, and it's only got one click. So maybe we could have a page on the custard stand site that says, you know, trying to target that keyword, so they might rank higher for when someone's looking for restaurants in Flatwoods. I don't know, I'm just thinking out the box here a little bit. You know, we're a great restaurant, Flatwoods restaurant, great for families, parties, etc., etc. Trying to target that popular search query, because they'll probably get to it via another link. There might be other websites that reference the restaurant, but they're not getting direct traffic from that particular search term. Anyway, so that's how you can filter out your town or city. Let me just show you, let me just paste it in.
Can we see that regex that you put in there again, Andy, really quick?
Let me paste that in the chat as well, like I said I was going to.
Okay. So
the pipe that is used between each is just the separator. So you can then just edit that to suit your town or city. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. Yes, if you guys have questions, put those in the chat. We'll definitely get to it while we're here, while Andy's here looking at it.
So again, now I've filtered down that 1,000 rows of data to what I've got 344 rows that include the word Flatwoods, Webster Springs, West Virginia, or WV. And some of the information can be quite telling. I'm not processing this.
Can you put in the chat the regex for local and near me as well?
Yes, because I've actually I get onto that because my next example is I expand on the near me. Okay. I'm just sharing my screen now. It's this one here.
Okay.
Is it that one? Oh yeah, then I go into Q&A. They go into questions, but I can watch. There we go. Local, nearby, near me. So let's move on to that. Let's get more local. I know we used it in my first example, but it was quite short. So again, I just remove the regex, so it goes back to all your data, and then just new query regex. And again, it arranges it by clicks. Probably nothing different, not much different to what we saw in my first example, where we can see that custard stand. If we do it by impression, that custard stand near me is the top impression, but the one with the most clicks is the custard stand near me. And again, let's just go down that list. Let's see if other people do search for more than two. Let's go. So it's a lot of near me, a lot of near me.
Which regex are you using for this?
The one I just pasted in this one in the chat.
Okay, perfect.
That one. So I'm looking for a few bests or a few. I tell you what, I'll just do. I'm going to search for the word best. There you go. Best chili, best. And so we're not that many. Best chili dog near me and best chili soup near me. So.
And that was just a control F.
I did do a control F to look for words in the actual list I've got there. Okay, let's move on. Now, the one and then this is what started everything for me, really, if I'm honest. is the questions. What questions are people asking to find your website? Now, I don't think I've got the link open. Do I have the link now? You're thinking, what the hell is Andy on about? This. I did a Google, well, back then it was called Data Studio. Obviously, we know it's called Looker Studio now.
That was going to be my next question. How do we use this in Looker? Okay, good.
So I didn't want to, I jump into GSC sometimes, but to answer a lot of my questions that I have, like what I'm demonstrating today, I jump straight into Looker Studio because I'm very happy within the Looker Studio environment. However, if you're not happy with connecting things to Looker Studio, that's why I did the guide, so you can jump in and use Google Search Console to find the what, the where, the when, the why, the do, the exact, etc. But if you are interested in looking at doing it via Data Studio, and I'll drop this link in the chat. Can we have the link? There we go.
Yes.
There's the link. And even though it says Looker, it's Data Studio, it works. I used it just the other day for a client, where we can create dashboards that just show you the queries of the what's, the whys, the wheres. If you're not happy with that, we can do it in Google Search Console. So we take the regex, where we've got all the different questions there. Look, sorry, this is annoying me. This is a little plugin I've got. And we go to Search Console. Let me just clear the regex. I like clearing it out every time and just going through that again. So we go new. So we've got the 1,000, we've got 12 months of data, we've got the 1,000 rows, we go query, we do regex, and we just paste it, Control V there. So it's asking all the questions. We hit apply. We wait with bated breath. There we go. And then we look at the data below. So top clicks, which custard stand, where to buy. I'll just let you take in some of those. We've got a few wheres, we've got a can, we've got a who. So that's, let me show you a little bit more. Let's go to 50. You can see there, we've got the how, the can. Now, some of this, and this is what we're sharing, it's content creation ideas, where we've actually, we can see the sort of questions people are asking and thinking, well, I don't answer that in full. I don't have that question on my website. That's a great idea for a new content, for a new video, etc. The other place you can use the what, the where's, the whys is also on your GBP listing. So on here, there's no questions asked. And I think on the other store, there's no questions asked by, oh yeah, there's 3 questions asked here. As a business, some of you may know this, as a business, you can actually post questions as the business, and then you can answer them as the business. So if you see in your data some common questions being asked, you think, oh, I get asked that all the time, take that question and use it on your GBP. Take that question and add content onto your website. So I love this for content ideas, the what, the where, the whys. So we can see there, let me just rearrange this by, sorry, do you see the Zoom chat thing all over my screen?
No.
Okay, good, because that's fine.
I don't.
So if I arrange that by impressions with no clicks, where to buy chili is the #1. That's had the most impressions. And then brilliant, the custard stand chili, where to buy is the second most, had the second most impressions, and a good click through there as well. Okay, so that's the what, the where, the why. Let me just look at my notes to see if I'd had any city name, questions. I think I found a couple. It was, well, how long is how long is the chili good for in the fridge? Where can I buy custard stand chili? Can I buy it online? Question mark. Can I buy it from the restaurant? Again, maybe, I don't know if that content's on the site or not, but those questions are being asked. So again, it might be worth adding, if it's not there, adding that content to the website. Right, let's move on to commercial intent, which, if you go down my guide here, so the best, the top, the verses and reviews. So again, just copy that. Let's go to GSC. Let's remove that. You don't always have to remove it. You can just edit the query that's the regex that's there, but sometimes GSC gets upset and doesn't show you any data. So I just remove it every time. So that's why I'm doing it. So now we're looking at queries containing, and I know there's some good ones there here, and you'll see in a second. Let me apply that. Again, it's over 12 months to give you a good window of, here we go. Where to buy, impressions. Let me sort that, arrange that by question, because there were some verses. Did I do that wrong? And nobody else, yeah.
Oops.
Nobody spot, well, you probably all spotted that, but I didn't actually copy the correct. I'm thinking, we've just seen this data. Mm-hmm. There you go. Doing things live. There we go. The best. Oh. There we go. This is better. Top rated. There we go. This is what I wanted to show you. I thought it was going mad for a second there. The best hot dog chili recipe. You know, write a blog about the best, and it's obviously producing, you know, market, selling your products, for example.
One of the questions is, do you suggest we create content that gets lots of impressions with little clicks so that the impressions are there and then the content will be there on the site? What are your recommendations on that?
Okay, let me just get back into that line of thought, into answering questions. And it's one of, I don't want to say it depends, but I'm going to say it depends. You know, is the query that's producing a lot of impressions, is it relevant to your business? Is it worth it? You might just find some random ones that they're getting high impressions. You're like, well, I'm not really bothered about ranking for that. But if you see a query, let's just take, because I want to go into some of this. What is the best store-bought hot dog chili? And you think, I really want to rank for that. I've got good impressions, but I've got no clicks. You can actually see, if you click on it, it will take you through to just the individual there. And if I go to pages, I will see the pages that are appearing for that query. So I can look at those pages and think, oh, I wonder why that page is ranking for that query. Does it answer the query itself? Does it have that question on there? Can I make that page better to answer that question? Or does it need its own standalone page to answer that query, to answer that question better? So there's a lot of things to think about when looking at what queries are getting impressions. Is it business relevant? If it is, what can you do on the website to improve those click-throughs? Okay, right.
Yeah, that's really good. There's a little bit of a follow-up about like broad questions. Is there a way to narrow the content for local versus like across the country or the world when you're looking at the questions?
I would, okay, this is me just thinking of, because you can't see geo, I would also, me thinking off the top of my head here, I'd also look at it, the page, look at the query, look at the page that's ranking for that query, and then go into Google Analytics and see what you can look at geo traffic, where you're getting traffic across the country to that page. Are you getting a lot of local in-state traffic to that particular page? Because it might be a page that's ranking nationally, fantastic. So because the good thing for this store, they sell the product online, so they want national traffic because they can sell it and ship it anywhere across the country. So again, it depends. It'll depend on the business type, I guess. So you can use this. So basically, in a nutshell, to summarize, you can work alongside, use Google Analytics as well to help answer that location question. I hope that helped. Let me go back. I just want to go back to the full list. Come on, don't let me down. Let me just redo that query, because for Stephanie, there was a really interesting, well, I found it interesting. But I found all kinds of data interesting. Anyway, so we did that. We get the V's, the verses, and you had a load of like Walmart versus here. Look, what I'm like, why are you getting that? And it's because of your store pages. So if we click on there, and then we click on the pages, we can actually see it's this page that are getting the impressions, but not the click-through. It's just people searching for. So is it really a query that you're really interested in going after? It's just people comparing the two superstores against each other, where you will appear somewhere. If I actually do average position, look, you're down at 84 average position on the Google search results, but it's not really a query that you're worried about. But that's why you're getting a lot of the somewhere versus somewhere else. I just thought it was interesting, but there you go. And then let's choose transactional intent, the buy, cheap, price, purchase, and order. So let me paste that into chat. And let me just, because some people might have joined later, let me just paste this article into the chat again.
Yeah,
so
that's articles where Andy wrote on Bright Local is where he's copying all this from. So if you miss any of these, you can go to that article.
I'm doing a video version example of what I wrote back in January. So let's take away those two queries. Let's take away the page, and let's add the new query. The one reason I really wrote this is to try and, because GSC can appear a really scary place because of all this sort of information and charts. But when you start filtering out the crap, it can be very useful, and you can go, oh yeah, okay, I just need to go for that answer. I just need to go here, and paste it into here, and then it will give you the information. And I think it just makes people a more confident user of GSC, which can be this scary place for many people. Anyway, say some personal feedback about, let me take that average position off there, and let's come down to the information. Let's take that off. Let's come down to the queries. So it's where to buy, where to buy, where to buy. And then the price cutter one, again, I think it's your price cutter page that's on the website. Stephanie, she's nodding. She knows exactly what that's about. So yeah, so that's transactional from my guide. We've moved on to the what we've done, the what, where, when. Now, I gave this example of where you can say, okay, give me the what, where, when, why, where, and for the term truck, because I was talking about a personal injury lawyer who does truck accidents. So what questions are being asked about trucks? In this case, let's do it. But I don't actually like, so I'm going to paste in, and I'm going to actually I'm going to go back to Bright Local and say, can we replace this piece of regex with this new piece of regex that I got in my example here? So let me paste that first into chat. I'm going to say, give me all the questions that contain the word chili. That seems to make sense. So I don't have to filter through. So I pasted it into chat, but I didn't hit return. So now if we go to regex, we've got a year's worth of data, 12 months. We've got 1,000 rows. We're going to add a new query. Regex. Sorry, I've got cats jumping on my desk just out of eye shot here. So that was a slight distraction. So there we go. The what, where, when, why, blah, 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 blah. And then contains the word. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
There. You don't need the space because regex recognizes the *\B. So now we're going to see all the questions. There we go. Everything that's got. So let's arrange that by impressions. And again, it's content ideas. Let me increase that. Let's go by clicks. Let's see which one gets the most clicks. So it's the where to buy, where to buy, where to buy. But then we've got other questions here where they do get, you know, like this one has, well, where to buy chili. Okay, that might be a hard one to, what is the, so, you know, again, there's a lot of noise and a lot of, well, I'm not interested in that, but you know, you can drill through this and think, okay, that's a nice idea. That's a good idea. Let me just go to impressions. We might find one which has got how to make a hot dog chili. You know, actually, you know, the website actually gives a recipe, but it's not the official recipe. Or if they want to know more, you can buy it here. You know, make this.
Questions. So would you suggest doing content around broad questions like where to buy chili, or?
No, because you just Google that yourself. The chances. So, okay. It says we had an impression for that term, where to buy chili. Yeah. So let's click on there. Oh, what did I do there? Yeah. Let's click on that. No. I don't know what happened there. Let me go back. Oh, what did I do? Oh, that's what it clicks. Where to buy chili. If you see it, where to buy custard. Did I do that in print? There we go. We got there. Don't you just love doing live videos where you can embarrass yourself? And then we'll do average position 32. So that's not too bad. Obviously, we don't have a page 1, 2, or 3 anymore. It's just scrolling down there. So it is a bit of a scroll. And we click on there. Oh, no, we've done that already. We click on pages here once it's refreshed. And we can see which pages are ranking for that or appearing for that. So the dominant one is the store shop. I don't know, you know, it's a business idea. You know, it'd be nice to be on the top, you know, page 1 for where to buy chili and have your client be listing in there. It's a classic. It depends on the query, depends on the business, depends what sort of traffic you're trying to chase. You know, I was expecting it to be, you know, position. We've got one there, you know, position 79 when you've got no chance. Well, you know, do the ones where you might be in position 20 to 30, that where you're close to page one, where you might just need to do a little bit more to nudge it into the bottom of page. What did I say? You know, into page one itself. Hope that helped. Again, look, I'm a waffler, so I apologize.
One question, if your query has like 2 words in it, like she said, custom homes, would you put a space in that with regex, or how do you do that?
You can just do, I'm sort of coming on to that now, actually, but yes, you just do a space. So company name tracking, people might spell your name wrong, get typos, and you can sort of, you can monitor your brand over time, you know, which we're going to do. And I'm going to show you a good example here. So the company name is Custard Stand. I couldn't think while I was trying to do this example of different ways people, they might do custard with an E or a U or something, but let me take the regex, paste that into the chat. And I want to be quick actually, because I'm talking and not getting a lot done.
12:15, so yeah.
Sorry? Yeah.
It's 12:15, just FYI.
Because I want to show you a bit of using AI to help you with the regex. Or LLMs, as I should correctly say. LLMs. So what did you see what I pasted in there? Well, you can see it in the chat where I'm just filtering on the company name. And the thing for me was, which is exciting, and you can then look at analytics. You've got these spikes in impressions and clicks. So perhaps that might have been a media launch, some TV, a Facebook advert, or something where you were getting a lot of traffic at those particular times across the year. So you can drill into that. So let's have a look at the information here. Let's go to queries. I use the word custard, so the custard's going to be used a lot. Custard stand flatwoods. Let's do that by impressions. That is by impressions. So yeah, there you go. Not a surprise. Custard stand hot dog chili is the #1 query and the one that gets the most clicks as well. Those two. So not a surprise there. But again, let me just. It was a good one in this example. For me, it was a good one to see the spikes, and I drill into that to see if that was advertising. Was it working? And then you can also look at Google Analytics to see if you can match the organic traffic, or was it, you know, what traffic were you getting? Where was it coming from, etc. I'm going to take off. There you go. That just cleans it up a little bit. And if you hover on there, you can actually see, you know, you can see the exact day that you were getting those impressions. Okay. On that one, I want to zoom on. It's all explained here. Company name, UTM tagging. Now, for those of you that use UTM tagging, you can see what traffic, you can see the traffic coming from your GBP listing to your website. You can also see the queries that people are typing in that is showing your GBP listing. Might be not your profile, your business profile. It might be in maps and they've clicked through from that. But you can actually see the queries that people have searched for. So can I show you? I can't show you an example there. Now, unfortunately, let me just paste this into Slack there. So if you're using UTM tracking, if you don't know what UTM tracking is, there's a link to a wonderful guide by our friend Claire here, which will explain what UTM tracking is. Unfortunately, I can't show you the example in GSC because at the moment, the 2 listings are not using UTM tracking on their website. Typically, if I hovered on website here and went through to the site, I'd see the UTM, I'd see /UTM source, blah, blah, blah. I'd see some code after so I can see that they're not using tracking. I would say just get that whacked on there, and you can see the traffic coming from your GBP in your Google Search Console. Unfortunately, I don't have an example I can show you, but you would put it, let me just pretend, I don't know why I did that, but because you don't put it in query, you do new. I think I explained this. Let me just check. I explain this. You choose page and not query when you're using this one, because it's the UTM code is at the end of your page URL. So you would use page regex, and then you would paste the regex in there. You'd hit apply. I'm going to hit it anyway, and it'll come back flat because it's not being tracked. But that's what you would do. And what did I do wrong there? Did I do that completely wrong again? Yeah. I actually didn't copy. So did I do that wrong in chat? Oh no, good. Nothing exciting because it's just going to give us a flat line. But I just paste it into there, hit apply, and then down here I would see the queries because it's still refreshing, and it'll be blank. There you go. You'd see the queries where your GBP was, what it was appearing for, you know, chili stand near me and those sort of terms. Okay, I want to quickly move on. Is that it? Yes. Now, this little tip at the end, 𝗠𝗲 only gives you, let me take that off, 1,000 rows of data. So you're fixed to 1,000 rows. There may be, you might have 1,200, 2,000, 3,000 actual, I'm not explaining this, rows of data, but 𝗠𝗲, Google restricts it to the user unless you're using the API to 1,000 rows. Now, if your website has whole shop area or let me just look at my notes because I tried to explain this. If your site has, so this has got / recipes. This has got find a store. I think it's / store. If you want to collect more data, you can, in 𝗠𝗲, you can add an additional property here, and you can actually take the / store, so you can collect 1,000 rows of data just for custardstand.com / stores. So it's separate away, because the one we've got at the moment is collecting data for all the website. We can narrow it down to just particular areas. So for me, I think in my talk, I've got a client that has got offices in Long Beach, LA, New Orleans, and Phoenix. Now I'm collecting data just for that area of the website, so I can see over time in 𝗠𝗲 how the traffic has changed and what queries specifically they're getting to that area.
So you can, if you've got like location page, if you've got like 5 locations and you've got location pages, you would put in each one separately in Google Search Console?
Yeah.
Ah.
And it verifies immediately because you've verified the main domain. It just adds the property, and you would add it. I think I showed you, but you may have missed it. You just add it in this one here on the right-hand side.
Oh, URL prefix and not div. I gotcha.
And it'll just go through Bosch, and it'll just register, and then you, from that point on, you'll start collecting data. All right, that's just a little side tip for 𝗠𝗲. That is it. Now, just very quickly, because I know we're nearly out of time, we might have a few questions at the end. I use Gemini a lot. I do have the advanced version, because that's the kind of guy I am. But the normal free Gemini works, so no problem there. Now, here we go. Look, so my query, my prompt, sorry, was I need the regex for 𝗠𝗲 so I can filter the query, which includes recipe and chili and is not case sensitive. So that's all I asked. So I want it's going to give me the regex, which I can use in GSC to filter out just those 2 words. What queries contain the word recipe and chili? And it went, sure, blah, 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 blah. And then it then breaks down what each character means. So I can now take that and just use it in GSC. So if I want to be more specific, I'll start thinking, okay, this is where you don't need to do the what, where, when, whys. You can create your own. Okay, give me the recipe and chili. So you go to, let me just move that to queries. Let me do new query, custom regex. Paste that into there. No, that didn't change. Good. Right. So now, of that 1,000 rows of data, it should. I tested it this morning. Brilliant. Great queries. It worked this morning. Oh dear, that's embarrassing. So why didn't that? Oh, I'll tell you what. So let me just go back to overview. Let me go to performance. Sometimes it needs a kick and a refresh, and then that's what I'm hoping. It did work this morning, because otherwise I wouldn't be showing this example right now. Custom regex, paste. Come on, please. There we go. So now it's filled. It's showing me just the words with those 2 examples. So we've only got 7, but again, might be useful for content creation. People are looking for, hot dog chili recipes. And again, if I click on there and click on page, I can see the page that is, appearing for, and surprise, surprise, it's the hot dog chili page. Average position is 86. Is it worth a long, maybe over time we can work on that, or work on the content, etc. Can we rank better for that term? I think, yes, I wanted to finish by showing you the, let me copy that prompt, just to give you an idea of a prompt that, all right, okay.
Did you paste that prompt in? Oh, there it is. No, I don't see it.
I'll do it again. You know what?
Yes. Okay, got it. Well.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it. Okay.
Good.
Got it.
So thank you again to Stephanie for letting me share the data, for sharing the data of this client. I found it very, very interesting. And I really wanted to have I wanted a hot dog with the chili sauce on, but unfortunately I ran out of time to do that. But I am actually going to be purchasing some when I next go to Kroger.
Anyway. So does that that you put into Gemini, should that work for things like ChatGPT and other?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ChatGPT, the free one, the paid one. We're not asking anything too demanding of it. So the free ones are going to work just fine. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
I will stop sharing.
This was great. Definitely learned a lot. Okay, so let's see. One question, confused. Says, do we need to do SEO around the terms near me on the website content, meta tags, etc.? That seems unnatural. So how would you thoughts on that?
I'm just so with my lawyer SEO head on, in our content we say Madison, New Jersey. If I had a personal injury lawyer in Madison, New Jersey, it would be a H2 header. It'd say, do you have a Madison personal injury lawyer or truck accident lawyer near me? and then the sentence underneath saying, yes, we do. We are located at blah, 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 Main Street, Madison, Black. So I actually I sort of put that question or that near me term onto the page. You can, if you want, put near me in the title tag. It doesn't have to be in the first, what is it, 36.4 characters or whatever.
If you have it there at the end,
whack it on the end of the title tag.
Most people don't even see it unless they're like Andy and I, where we're looking at different stuff.
So you can whack it on the end of the title tag. I'd need to do, I don't do it all the time. And my process that I do for PI firms works great. You know, truck accident lawyer, is there a truck accident lawyer near me? What I do, I set my search. So if I had that client in Madison, I'd set my search location, like as a normal user, who will be searching from Madison saying, personal injury lawyer near me, and my Google search results will produce the results from Madison, and I will see if my content is ranking for that particular term. Does that work? Make sense? I'm not after, I don't expect, if somebody in me down here in Georgia, if I was did personal injury lawyer near me, I'm not expecting to see that page I did in Madison to appear, because it's localized. So I'm going to see people in Georgia, people in Atlanta, well, where I live, 𝗟𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, I'm going to see people who are focusing on that around my area, because Google, when I'm doing search, knows exactly where you're searching from. So
yeah, and pulls in those.
It works. Honestly, guys, the near me, put it on your website and sort of just making it look. And then it's one of those, I've said it before, I think, in these talks. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, you know, it's 3 lines of text, maybe just above your call to action on your page. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, have a play about with it. Doesn't work immediately when you do it. It takes a couple of 3-4 days to kick in, maybe, or a week or 2, depending on how many times Google indexes your site. So there's a lot of factors that,
and also important along, you know, even more than the near me, is to have on that site your location, your city, so that Google knows where that near me is, what city that you're in.
And that's a good point as well, because again, I do PI a lot. If you know, you might be based in York, Pennsylvania. How many Yorks are there in the United States? So if you're actually in York, make sure that you stress what state you're in as well. So you're not ranking for York in California or York down in...
There's Dallas, Georgia,
other states in the United States.
Dallas, Texas. Which one are you? Yeah.
That's you've really got to drive home your location on your page. Don't just assume, you know, that Google knows where you are. Anyway.
So I was just responding to a question that Beth had. Wasn't there a dentist who changed their business name to include near me? You know, that's not legit. It depends. Some of these businesses will actually change either their business name or do a DBA. I think that's strange.
It works until it doesn't, and it sort of works very locally. So if your audience is local, but there's a, you know, you'll see dentists have done it quite a lot. I've not seen many. I think I've seen one law firm do it, but the better thing to do with your GBP name is to whack keywords in it and do a DBA.
But do a DBA. Like, so what Andy was saying was, like, if you're going to change that name, make sure you do it legitimately. So you don't have problems with suspension, or if you do get suspended, you can get reinstated. There's if you keep your business name, you can either do several ways: do a full business name change, like if you have an LLC or whatever, or you can do a DBA. But make sure whatever you have your business name on Google matches one of those. Let's see, we got one last question. Whitney asked, tool to see Google Search Console results in areas outside of your city. So are you meaning like maybe, let's say you're Atlanta and you want to do some of the suburbs, or are you talking
You have a tool to see Google search.
Or is that something you could just put in the regex, change the city that you're using to see if people are finding you from other, like if you're kind of trying to expand your area?
I think the tool, I think that's where you'd have to start put your head together, and you'd work. I think I said it in the talk. You'd work alongside Google Analytics, because you can focus down to state, or even you can go region. You can actually go city, and then you can actually see which pages are getting the traffic within that city. And then maybe you switch over to GSC and see what sort of queries they get, you know, make maybe some best guesses which queries are leading to traffic. And I'm just blah blahing now, sorry. Sorry. I think there's no magic tool, basically. They're tools that you can use, but you've got to sort of like look at GA data and look at GSC data. You can incorporate, you can bring some GSC data into Google Analytics, GA4. You can bring that information over as well.
Yeah.
So you can look at queries and clicks and things.
For sure. For sure. Let's see. So she says, I have clients outside of Atlanta, like in Mississippi and Alabama, that I would like to see what other people in those areas see when they search Google.
On this, I'd say start digging into your GA4 data, your location data in GA4.
Yeah. And then also, if you want to see what in those areas, what they see when they search Google, there's the GS Locator Chrome extension. If you just want to do a search and just kind of like look at it that over there. So if you're like looking at.
Yeah, if you hang around, make my location. You can keep talking. Let me fake my location using for local SEO. I did a video on it.
Yeah, there's
about how to fake. There we go. Number one.
You probably found about the same time I did.
This is how to fake your location. So I can pretend I'm searching from Madison or New Jersey or wherever. Oh, I've got myself talking to myself.
Okay, so he put a YouTube video up. I'm gonna put a Chrome extension in as well. So we'll have, so both of those, you can kind of fake your location so that Google thinks you're in a different place. So you can see those search locations. And that works well. Like if you're in a place that you're not in the same location as your client, you want to see what specifically they're seeing. So perfect. Okay. So we ran a few minutes late, but this is wonderful information. Thank you, Andy.
Anytime, hit me up on Twitter is the best place, or X.
Yes, and I was gonna, I meant to put a link to that in there earlier, and I did not. For Andy's Twitter, it is, let me just copy the link and put it in there for you guys. So yeah, follow Andy on Twitter. All right, thank you everyone for joining us. And again, within about a week, I will have this video up on YouTube. And so definitely check it out. I know it's really gonna be helpful. And then also the link to the article that Andy wrote on Bright Local kind of goes down through everything as well to kind of give you a refresher on things.
And thanks again, Stephanie, for.
And Stephanie, yes, thank you so much for allowing us access to that so we could take a look at it and have information to actually see it live, see all the changes and regex. I did not realize that you could use regex there in Google Search Console. That was really interesting. So our next meetup is right here, May the 8th, and it looks like possibly we're going to be talking about Google Business Profile video verification. But if there is something that you all have questions specifically about for local SEO, post it in the meetup, send me an email, trish@𝗟𝗶𝘀𝗀𝘀𝗀𝗃.com, and we'll look on getting something set up for some questions that you guys have. And always looking for guest speakers. So let us know if you or anybody you know has a topic to talk about for local SEO. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we will see you all next month.
Thank you all. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.